Hello. I don't know if anybody's out there, but I thought after what we just witnessed, maybe someone would want to talk about it. So let's see here. Make sure it's working properly. We don't want to pull another one of those. Let's see here. And it looks like it's working here. Good. Okay. Hello, everybody. Anybody that wants to come up and talk about, I don't know, was everybody at the other stream just a few minutes ago? Oh, man. It was good. Anyway, who's buying what tomorrow? Anybody going to record store day? I'm going to go, but I'm not getting in line. I'm just going to go. Well, Ed, what happened was Brian, Tokyo Record Style, just did a 28-minute video where he told us all about Japanese record store day and everything. The only problem was there was no audio. And he went for 28 minutes before he figured out that there was no sound. And the comments were hilarious. So anyways, so if you want to come on up, Ed, I'm going to post a link here. Rachel, anybody that wants to come up, there's the link. I'm going to get the Dada puzzle. I'm going to get the John Lennon EP. I'm going to get the George Harrison 12-inch, the Springsteen 12-inch, and I think those are the only. And I'm looking at that. Look who's here. Hey, Brian.
Hey,
we can hear you too.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, that was awesome. Just one thing. Can I ask? Can you repeat that?
Sure, no problem. You got 28 minutes. Hold on. I didn't know whether I should just. You've given me a little opportunity here to just clear the air for at least for myself. I've streamed from YouTube, not from WhatsApp or not from Restream or StreamYard. I just stream directly from YouTube, right? Which I don't often do. I do it on my phone, but I don't do it on the computer. And I saw that there's like 18 viewers watching, and there's one lone comment from Nick. And I'm like, okay, nobody's commenting. That's fine. And I'm going on. I'm watching my little audio green dots going ding 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 ding, and then I'm getting ready to announce that I'm DJing a set tonight, and I navigate away from the browser window to go find this thing to share. And I come back to the browser window, and as soon as I come back, there's like 100 comments that are all saying you're muted. And I'm like, where were these comments just moments ago? So I didn't see any of the comments. I didn't know everybody's shouting at me. Like it didn't work. And I don't know what it worked because I'm sitting there trying to my system OS was not muted.
Well, and we expect an apology video, okay?
It's coming. But I got Record Store Day. All I wanted to say was Happy Record Store Day. I'm going to wish you a Happy Record Store Day, Harry. And yeah, when can we expect you in Japan? 2026, right? Is it this year or is it next year?
Oh, it's November this year.
November. Okay, we're waiting for you.
Yep.
Yeah, that was kind of an interesting experiment. I think I may have gotten more followers being
I've
silent.
never done a live stream from YouTube. I always go to StreamYard.
Me too, but I'm at the freaking office and I was giving a story about why I'm here. And I was streaming on a computer I never stream on, and it just like I guess I don't know. I don't know what happened, but the comments weren't there. I was sitting there looking at one lone comment from
Okay.
Nick.
Okay. Well, that makes sense then.
Yeah, I just didn't see any of the others. So anyway, so it cut me a little bit of slack, but it was.
But it made for an entertaining 28 minutes
I saw
on
in
our
the
end.
worst stream of the year, best stream of the year.
I was hoping you were going to go for 25 hours.
No, I just wanted to wish everybody a happy Record Store Day from the future. And I was talking about my love for record stores. I'll do it again later today on my home computer. But anyway, thanks for letting me clear the air about
They're
that.
already lined up in Seattle at the Silver Platters for tomorrow morning, and it's 4:00 in the afternoon, and they're already lining up.
Wow, that's really well, man. I mean, the point I was trying to make on the stream, not that I kind of want to don't want to steal my own thunder in case I do actually restream it, but I love Record Store Day for the concept of Record Store Day, for the fact that like, hey, go to your local record store, stop buying things on Amazon, go to the local record store. But the headline that I saw today that sort of inspired me to come up online was how Record Store Day became the stupidest day in music. And with people lining up at 4:00 the day before to buy a record, I don't know if that's too far off the mark in a way.
I know what you're. I hear you. This is probably one of the first ones that I'm just not going to line up. I'm going to my local store at 10:00, and if they have the stuff I want, I'll get it, and if they don't, I'll get it online. I'll get it from Mike at the In Groove or whatever.
Right. Well, yeah, I mean, I just like the record store days don't actually interest me that much. I don't know. The whole notion of like, having something that's limited and all this fear of missing out and like, it's not my thing at all. I would much rather just, yeah.
Terry says it's the Swifties, but I don't think so. I think it's the people that want to flip because they know the Swifties want this stuff and they'll pay for it. And a lot of those people that are going to buy the Taylor Swift stuff are not fans. And that's what causes these crazy lines.
Yeah. Are you watching this guy from this young kid? I'm not going to remember his name at all. There's a young kid in the VC. He's got kind of long hair. He looks kind of like a slacker kid. And he's buying like like he's got like a little budget, and it looks like he's barely 17 years old. Do you know who I'm talking about?
No. But what, he's curating a good collection, is he?
No, not exactly. I mean, yes and no. Yes, in that he's got good taste in music and he's curious about music, but he is buying notched corners. He's buying ringwear. He's buying, what he can afford.
But as long as the record plays okay and you're just starting out.
Yeah, but even if it doesn't play okay, like I just was I went through a deep dive through my record collection over the last couple of days, and so many of the records I have, and I'm not proud to admit it, are junk, but I acquired them because they were cheap. I mean, like I never like went through the process of like upgrading all my Led Zeppelins or whatever, or all my Beatles. Like I have ratty, tattered Beatles records, lots of them. And this kid who I saw online, like he's buying the same kind of stuff that I was buying when I was his age.
Okay,
and
well,
yeah, but it's just an interesting thing because when you started collecting records, all the records were new, and when I started collecting the records, they were everybody's trash. Essentially, they had become.
Okay.
And it's just like two interesting entry points. And I started buying records because it dawned on me at the Salvation Army that I could buy Led Zeppelin 2 for $2 or 50 cents rather than 14 or 18 bucks at the brand new on CD. That's the only reason I bought records in the beginning. I was like, wait a second here. Wait a second.
Those are great times. Then cutout bins. I used to love cutout bins.
Right?
You don't have those anymore.
Cutout bin was. It's just like, oh, I don't know why this one's got. Yeah.
Yeah, I
But
mean, I can remember going into and the cutout bins would be in the strangest stores, like they'd be in a supermarket. You know, there'd be just a tray of records that some rack jobber took in and sold to them, and you know, you'd have records three for $1 sometimes.
yeah,
You know,
yeah. I mean, and it breaks my heart a little bit to like buy the thing when you might have experienced with your days in the service, but like when you move away from a place like I like my tools, for example. You're the tool. I learned a lot about you on Marty's stream. That was a really cool, great conversation that you guys had. But I didn't really know your whole story. I spent a lot of time in garages, and that was another thing I mentioned just on this last channel. I was talking about how the garage is like a sacred ground, much like the record store is sacred ground. I love a garage, and I spent a lot of times in garages just hanging out like people hang out at backstages at concert. I hung out at the local garage, at the Sinclair station, Mr. I can't remember his name. He like let me hang around, and the mechanics were like, "Yo, this is how you fix. This is how you set time, and
yeah,
this is how you set gaps. This is how what you listen for. This is what a faulty belt sounds like." And like the record stores are they're like our holy places, and so I just love going to the record store for that reason. And what was I talking about? Tools. Oh, moving from when you come and moved from Japan, like I had an amazing tool set. A tool set is not something that you bring with you to a new country.
yeah,
You just say goodbye to your tools, and you think, well, I don't need to buy another set of socket wrenches. I've got a perfectly good set at home that will never get here. So I might as well just buy a new one here, and say goodbye.
yeah,
And then some lucky friend of yours gets your old tools or gets your old car or gets your old records or gets your old thing that you can't take
shit,
with you.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
So
when I got out of high school and went into the service, I never saw my records again. I mean, I don't know what happened to them.
right,
You
right.
know, I went to San Antonio, Texas, 2 weeks after high school, and my mother immediately left New York and drove to Florida and moved to Florida. I have no idea whatever happened to my records.
Yeah. My dad got a motorcycle stolen from him not long ago. He has kind of like a little garage full of an unnoteworthy collection of motorcycles, small one. And he had so many of them or that he had one stolen and didn't notice it for like 6 months. And I was like, oh no, our beloved motorcycle is gone. And my dad was like, yeah, but just think how much joy that motorcycle brought us, and think that it might be bringing that much joy to whoever got it.
Yeah,
When you think that your tools you don't have your tools anymore, you don't have your records anymore, maybe this guy who I'm talking about, this young kid on YouTube, maybe they ended up in his collection, a couple of them.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
but I'm
My favorite
still
motorcycle was a Honda CB400F. Are you familiar with that?
probably I
It's
can
got the
I
four
can
in the one exhaust.
right,
Kind of
okay,
this.
and it's radiator on the front.
No, no, it was air cooled.
Okay.
This was like 75 or 76. Beautiful.
75 CB 400 something. What was it?
CB400F. I just love
CB400.
that motorcycle when I had
Yeah.
it. I
Oh,
actually had two of them in my
yes.
lifetime.
Oh yeah.
A red one, red tank.
This is one of the best bikes you can get. Actually, this is like this is what I would. This is
Yeah,
my
it's a
bike
great
is
motorcycle.
a baby version of this thing. Yeah, this is called a super sport in Japan. I don't know
Yeah,
if it's
yeah, super sport, right.
yeah. This thing is every time I see it, I take pictures of it. This is my dream bike, Harry. This is if I
Really.
could. Oh my god, are you kidding me?
When
With
I
the
had
man
the snap
on the
on
front?
to a tool dealership, I actually bought one from a guy and I completely stripped it down. I had the frame powder coated. I was going to redo it completely from the ground up, and I ended up getting about halfway done with it and couldn't go any farther with it. And I sold it to a good friend of mine, and he finished the job on it. But they're beautiful, beautiful motorcycles.
Yeah, a really, really good one. That's a dream one. But I'm kind of I mean, look at these look at this. I don't know why I need to hang on to this shirt, but I love this shirt, right? And I
Yeah.
love a thing that tells a story and that has a little I love nice new things, but I'm always put the first dent in them, you know?
Mm.
Like, it's like they say you don't want, like, too nice of a camera because 'cause you'll never use it, or you don't want I'm like, you can't drive a supercar every day. Like, I like the notion of a daily driver, right?
It's
And
like with my guitar. At some point, it's going to get a ding on it. But I want to be the one to do it, not
yeah.
somebody else.
And every ding that you put on it, it's like if somebody goes to if you go to sell it to somebody, not that you would, but if in your imagination, if you go to sell it, they say this thing is dinged up, and you say, yeah, it's all my dings. I'm the one who dinged this one up, right?
Yeah.
It's got my fingerprints all over it. I think that is like supremely cool. And if I given the choice of that super sport that you just showed me, if there was like a one in perfect nick, brand spanking new, didn't have a single like dead stock brand new, versus one that I'd probably go for I wouldn't I'd let somebody else take the brand new one. It's not for me.
Yeah. Well,
But the record collection is like that for me too. I think I don't know. So everybody here in VC world is talking about. I'm not bragging about having shitty records or shitty quality records, but everybody goes on about like upgrading from one record to another record and having, nobody wants crackles and hisses on records, obviously. Like, I don't, it's not that I want that stuff, but there, and I'm always one to say that I'd be one to say, like, I'm not interested in the artifact per se. Like, I want this original pressing because it's part of history.
mhm.
It's part of my history that, I found this one in the, in the cut corner boxes, in the notch box at this time. This was my first copy of Tres Hombres. I remember the day that I got this, and I don't care that it's split seams, and I don't care that it's got somebody else's name written on the back of it, or that it's got a giant scratch across it that I've been like driving me crazy for all the years I've been listening to it. There's something in there that's like really just
But the thing is, when you get one of those records, doesn't matter. It could be 10 for me. It could have been 10, 20 years later. I've replaced it, but I'll still hear that click that I remember hearing on that first pressing that I had, or our little skip ahead, and you'll always hear it. You'll always expect to hear it.
There's a beautiful notion that I heard Chris, what's his name? Chris, the guy from Coldplay, the front guy, Chris, whatever his name is, Martin. He
Yeah.
was quoting a book that he was reading, and he was saying, and I don't know what the book was, but it was like How We Hear, or The Art of Listening, or The Art of Music, or something like that. It was this book about like sort of like a Yuval that it was the explanation of why humans love music, basically, and it was saying that we like we're designed to predict danger in front of us, whether it's the saber-toothed tiger or whatever it is. Our brains are designed to find patterns. They're pattern finding machines, and when we find the patterns that we know that we need to find to survive, it gives our brains a little hit of whatever it is that makes us do more of that. And whenever we find things that are dangerous, we get that other chemical that does the other thing. And in music, like, we all, just the way that the physics of music, like, our brain thinks that it's going to some places. Sometimes we expect music to resolve at some point, and we know those
Yeah. Yeah.
chords, right? We know when a chord goes somewhere, and we know when it's supposed to resolve. And when it resolves in a place where it's supposed to go, our brain is getting a message that says,
Yeah.
you
Exactly.
chose widely. But when it goes to a place that you didn't expect it to go, it triggers another thing in your brain it's like, but another, I don't know
Then
if
it
it's like,
becomes a huh?
yes, and
Yeah.
that's what we're chasing. And when you hear, like, to your point about, like, when you hear the click and you're like, there it is again, I know it's there. Or when you, like, you couldn't maybe name the tracks of all the Beatles songs, but you know that once the end of one song comes,
With
you
the
know
next one.
exactly what the next song is,
Exactly.
right? There's something like,
Exactly.
I'm safe.
I do that all the time. We hear a song on the radio. I'll tell my wife, next song would have been, and then I'll tell her what it would have been if they were playing the album.
Hey, I don't want to leave you hanging on the stream here. What's your point? Are you just coming up? I don't see you
Oh, I
streaming that
just
much.
came up because you were doing your thing. Everybody's
Okay.
talking about it. I said, well, let's go over there and chat about it.
Okay. I hope it's okay that I just came up here and just, yeah.
No, it's fine. You saved my ass, really.
Well, I want to stay here and hang out, but Rachel's streaming right now. And wait, is
Oh
Rachel?
yeah, well go ahead. Go ahead then.
Oh, wait, she's commenting on here. Is
No,
she
I
streaming?
think that's a fake one there.
Oh, come on, guys.
Yeah, I know.
Get a life.
I'll just say goodbye, and anybody who wants to go over and watch your stream can do that.
Well, Harry, I want to appeal to you. She loves you so much. Everybody there loves you so much. I know.
I know, but it's
Somebody-
not the same. It's just not the same.
Okay.
It's
To be
it's just-
continued. I'm getting a phone call from my wife. You guys want to hear some
Okay.
Japanese? Moshi moshi. Tita, soto de iru. Seven no mai. Ja, kore kara ikimasu.
well, that's easy for you to say.
Okay.
Oh, there was one question before I go. One question. Somebody they want to know if there's garage sales and estate sales in Tokyo.
That's a great question. Hey, where do no, and somebody needs to. That's a blue ocean. That's a blue ocean of opportunity right there. They all end up at the record stores. Somebody lugs them to the local record store with no clue of what they're worth, and they end up getting filtered back into the system. But a garage sale, they don't have it. There's no garages. Nobody's got garages.
Okay.
But it's
okay. On that point, we'll say good night.
All right. Good morning. Happy record store day, everybody.
Yeah. Okay. Ciao, everybody.